Doug Worthington. Yeah. Big stick.
Hey, everybody, listen. We are right here at the Coach Howard Show downtown at the Parlay. I am super excited to be here, and it's been a great place, and I've only been here for 30 minutes. But I'm here with my guy, Jimmy Bell, my co-host, which they call us the oddest couple.
The oddest couple.
But we are excited to have former Buckeye Doug
Worthington.
Now listen, I remember when you played. Now I remember that you was a monster.
God is good.
He a godly monster now.
Hey man, we attack. It was always the godly in me
Absolutely.
that made me a monster. It's just now you just put that energy in the right places. So we good. We cooking with grease.
Yeah. Big Doug thick. We different. So I'm like Shaka Zulu to him in age. You're Jesus. You're like Jesus
Shaka
to us
Zulu
all.
and Jesus. Oh,
You know what I'm saying? That's how old he is. If y'all want to know what type of shoes Jesus wore, whether they were Birkenstocks or Uggs, Coach Howard knows.
He knows.
Hey, I know a little something. I've been around for a long time. I've been knowing this guy for a long time. I've watched him go from slim to big to slim to big. Now, listen, I don't know where he is right now. He's in between.
Nah,
but
I'm extraordinary right
but
now.
I got to get to this. This is a big game, and I know everybody's watching us. Doug, talk about the game today and what it means. You've been through these. You said
Talk about the game and what it means.
5 gold pants.
I got 5 on it.
But is this game any different?
Absolutely. We wouldn't be here convened in this particular setting if this game wasn't of this magnitude. This is a one-game season, and it has always been the most important game of the year. So to be able to appreciate the magnitude, what's at stake, understanding where we need to get back to far as our tradition of dominance, it is everything and then some. So I'm excited to be here at Parlay. I'm excited to be in the amongst of two kings, and I can't wait to see what my guys do on that football field. But it is everything, and I think these guys are going to be more than ready to showcase that 5-star, 4-star talent, and just get out there and be productive, get a W, get a pair of gold pants, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Man, listen, you got me, bro. You got that football voice. I'm sitting over here like, hey, listen, he talking like he might be ready to go put some pants on right now.
I told you I know how to pick them. Now, Doug, let me ask you a question. The past 3 years have been particularly different. The journey has had some ebb and flows, had some ups and downs, some turns and some detours. With that being said, one thing that we haven't been consistent on, in my opinion, the defense has looked literally different every single year for the past 3 years, whether it's coaching, a little bit of personnel, maturity. What do you think the difference is in success that we need to have today as opposed to what we didn't have last year and in your opinion, the year before?
Great question. First and foremost, where we played at, in the trenches.
Absolutely.
That's one of the biggest factors of this particular game, especially today, knowing that we got, Kyle McCord, who is relying on some great talent and a great run game to give him some space. But for the most part is what's going on up front. They kind of wanted it a little bit more these last 2 seasons than we did. We spoils the riches, right?
Thank you.
We came out of winning 6 in a row, 7 in a row, having one hiccup, and now to have 2 games, 2 years, really like you said, 3 when we had COVID and we didn't play. 3 years of not beating that team up north. It has to start up front. It has to start off with the battle of winning the line of scrimmage, getting off the ball. 5 stars, 4 stars across the ball. Sawyer, big contracts, big money. They expect big things from you.
Absolutely.
You on the side of pizza boxes, and I love what he does.
Yeah.
I see him in high school. I'm a big fan. But it's time to shine. It's time to get out there and do what you were brought here for. And this game, as you know, it makes legacies. It makes you remember. It gives you that little 3 seconds in the highlight film.
Yes.
Or that picture in the Woody Hayes Center.
Yes.
So it's one of those things that we got to appreciate the magnitude.
Yeah.
We got to appreciate the opportunity. And we are able. It's just who wants it more.
Yeah.
Hey, Doug, this defense all year long has been said to be one of the top defenses in the country.
Most definitely.
Michigan's offense is said to be one of the top offenses in the country.
Yeah, we got to get into that,
Something's got to break or bend.
So the biggest thing, even if you look at Michigan's offense, when you really look at some of the stat lines, they don't really add up. You know, they have a good running game. They have a good two-headed monster, but you know their average per game is like 3.2, 3.4. They get the job done, but they don't do it in the most sexiest of ways. When they have to, they will run the ball the whole entire time because their quarterback is a little fragile. You know what I mean? In the beginning, they said he was a Heisman hopeful, but he hasn't really lived up to that showing. Both defenses for the entire year has been neck and neck 1 and 2. But as you've seen, when Michigan had their little debacle and all the stuff and all the news come out, and then people get some wind of what's going on, and they change some sides and they change some things up, their defense went from being like a 7.9 per game to now they're giving up 17 per game. You know, just a week ago, they didn't really play any defense in their red zone, in their 10-in. Last week, Maryland was living in that particular area. So, you know, we're going to see. This game, really none of that matters, though, honestly. You know, we can look at what has happened, what has transpired, what the last 2 years is, what our records are, but it is 0 versus 0. It is Ohio State versus that team up north. I call them Michigan. I never crossed out an M. We respect who they are, but we understand who we need to be. And it's going to be one of them type of games, one of them type of times.
You get me fired up, man.
Yeah, you know, Doug, Michigan, I never get into comparing Coach Howard, say for instance, conferences. Sometimes I don't even get into necessarily teams because every conference style of play and their success is different. When Coach got the job up there, the first thing I said was, 1, they got the best coach in football at the time,
Yes.
pros or college. I said, 2, they're going to be better as the hardballs in Michigan before they're talented. And that's exactly what happened. If you think about it, Doug, they're literally playing exactly how they had success before I got here, when I got here,
Right.
and when you got here.
Right.
The running game, the up front, the counter game, the tight end in the flat,
Yep.
tight end on the waggle, 3 to 4 times a game, take a shot downfield.
Yeah, keep them honest.
That's it.
Right.
The beauty is, and I'm going to be honest with you, when we first hired my man from out of Oklahoma State, I wasn't necessarily the fan.
Yeah, right. I'm with you.
Big 12 ball, Chucky Chuck. Big 12 ball and Big 10 ball is totally different. The meaning of it is totally different. And the thing is, he came in thinking, not understanding the talent that we had that he doesn't have. So the zero blitzes and the getting to the quarterback all fast and the such and such and such. In the Big 12, you kind of got to do that.
Yeah.
Because of the
Absolutely.
talent. Well, we put ourselves out of position last year.
Yeah.
Really a lot of the season. Well, this year, if you notice, we played a ton of base-like defense. We didn't have a whole lot of blitz schemes. We didn't do a whole lot of sexy stuff. And that's why our defensive linemen didn't necessarily make the sacks, the sexy sacks, the sexy tackle for loss. They made a lot of good plays, but not like how people would think.
Right.
I think it's going to play for us to be more into the matchup that it's going to take to beat Michigan. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
I used to say that Michigan was built to beat us,
Yeah.
Coach Harbaugh. We're built to win the national title.
Yeah, I get
We
you.
get into that Final Four, we're the best team.
You know, but I got to tell you, though, there's that one question mark that everybody has, and you know what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you what's important. If you look at my post this morning, I found something, I posted it, where you look at the number from McCord and you look at the numbers from the guy on the team up north,
Yeah, McCarthy, yeah.
and it's a little better than his.
Yeah.
But yet everybody was talking about our quarterback. What does he have to do today in a big game like this, which he has never played in,
Yep.
in order for us to get it done?
What Jimmy was alluding to it. Going back to what has been successful over the years, what we're good at. We don't have to act like we're playing in the playoffs. We need to play this last Saturday in November type of game. We need to play between the tackles. We need to see what our guys up front is made of, and we need to be 3 yards in a cloud of dust. It does not have to look like a track show. If we see some openings, of course you got to keep them honest. Of course you got to run the ball, use your tight end, do a couple play actions, and then look up top. We have some of the best weapons that college football has seen. Marvin Harrison Jr. We have those elite level players, but let's make the main thing the main thing. Let's stay on the field as an offense. That is the best way as a defense to be successful. When we're not on that field, we are batting 1,000. So get us off the field more, move the chains, let's get some first downs, let's chew up some of the clock, let's make this game what it needs to be for us to be able to go play in the playoffs.
You know what
game
the key is?
and things of that nature.
Just kick that urge.
Bam.
Kick that urge. When it comes to this game, it's literally about mono e freaking mono. And that's why last year we were doing more than that. And we were putting people out of position thinking we need to. Bro, think about it. They had all big plays. We got better even against Georgia, but Georgia had all big plays.
Yeah, you're right.
Where if we'd have played more of a base concept, listen, that's why when people talk, let's be honest, people talking about this sign cheating and stuff, that they cheat, yes, according to the rules, they cheated.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, Coach Howard, to get a sign in 30-something seconds, make it applicable in that 30 seconds for somebody who's dominant like Doug, for another dude who's not as dominant, for that non-dominant dude to be dominant against Doug, it's not going to happen.
So I want to
So let me finish. So Doug just needs to kick Urs the way he's supposed to. If he knows you're coming, then you just know I'm going to kick your Urs. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. In other words, you're saying just get it done and kick the ass.
Just
but listen,
freaking
here's what I'm saying. I got a question for you. Okay, so our running back, their running back, they're both good running backs.
Absolutely.
What does our running back have to do? We know he has to get it done, but against that defense, Michigan's got a good defense.
Absolutely.
So it goes right back to what you was just saying. Open up, they got to do what they got to do, mano to mano. But here's another question, it's a two-part question, Doug. You guys know football. I'm a big basketball guy, and I tease him all the time on my show.
Oh, yeah.
He's a virgin when it comes to basketball, okay?
He's popping my chair. He's popping my chair.
But listen.
No Sandusky, no Sandusky.
But here's the thing is, with football, do y'all have plays that y'all work on throughout the season that you don't use during the season, but when it comes playoffs or championship, that we may see both teams come out with today?
You know what? Absolutely. The thing about it is understanding that teams game plan, understand that they have different, tips and things of that nature. You try to use it against them. You try to show them one thing and kind of convert it to something else so you just get them off guard. So with that being said, as we kind of been screaming about, this game is probably not all about that. It's about Henderson. It's about playing between the tackles. It's about mano y mano, kicking their earths. It's about appreciating the moment, understanding this is chess. This is not checkers. Keep them on their toes, of course, but do what you do best, and let's go ahead and just win this game.
Coach, great question. One thing that I thought about this week, literally, I had to step back and give Coach Day these props here. A lot of these teams at the beginning of the season blew it out the water. And I had to think, I'm like, you know what, Coach? You set it up to work on this, understanding that the precipice of the season was going to have to be right now. And I think that's how they were working on it, now that I think about hindsight 2020. As everybody else is kind of leveled off and maybe going down, trying to get back up, Ohio State has been on that incline. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, Coach, in football, we're a little different. We work on the whole playbook. You see what I'm saying? We work on the whole playbook, and then what happens is, it's not necessarily we work on this, to run it down the line. It's they get in the room and say, what's going to be the best thing? We've kind of already worked on it. Let's pull it out, and for that week, we're going to work on that against this team. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So we got another guest coming in, but I got to ask you this. It's two questions. I think you've already answered them, but one of them. What does Ohio State have to do to win today? and give me a prediction.
Again, man, keep the main thing. Be able to be dominant up front. Be able to, in spots, get those plays, get those chunks. You know, field position, I think, is going to be really key. You know, Jim Tressel, Luke Fickell, they always was understanding that the most important play was the punt. You know, sometimes to be able to get, you know, that swing of momentum and just pin them down into the 10 to play defense and then get the ball back out to 40 could really show where the matchups lie and where some of the weaknesses can be. So I'm excited. I think that we, across the board, we're very, very evenly stacked up. Turnovers, field position. You know, whoever gives the ball up first, whoever gives them an extra possession. But for me, I think Ohio State, you know, dominates. I think we're actually somewhat of the underdog going into their house, but we have the most that is at stake. We have to get back to that winning. Ryan Day understands what's going on. He's been doing good. He's 54-4 against the country, but he's 2-4 against that team up north, and that's what really matters. So we're going to see. My prediction for the game, I'm going to go 37-24, them good old Buckeyes.
Whoa, that's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points. Hey, you guys heard it right here.
That's a lot of
Doug
points.
Worthington, thank you very much for coming on, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks
Hey,
for
can
having
we
me.
show that ball? Can you talk about that real quick?
Oh yeah. So I brought my gold pants before, but this is what you get. This is something that we do after we get our gold pants. It's the outright Big Ten championship. This is before we actually had that playoff game in Indianapolis, that championship game in Indianapolis. So it's near and dear to me. Ohio State 21, Michigan 10. So this was at their house. This is the last time that we actually, last time that I played them. And this is the first time we actually had the alternate uniforms. So being
Right,
a captain,
the white ones.
The white
Wow.
ones. So being a captain, I helped design them. We helped pick them out, change the socks up. They were going to do something different. So it was a good time. And it's
Super
something I can
dope.
always remember.
Well, leave the ball here. Don't go nowhere with it. We're gonna bring you back, and also want to
Yeah,
talk.
we are
being the
gonna bring you
captain-
back.
Being the captain is something meaningful that we need to talk about.
Most definitely.
Appreciate you.
We're gonna
Dougie
bring
Doug.
you back.
Appreciate
Don't
you,
go
man.
nowhere.
Oh, yeah,
Don't
I'm
go
right here. I'm
nowhere.
about to eat something.
All right.
Good seeing
We're
you,
gonna
brother.
take
How you
we're
doing?
gonna take a break here, a commercial, and we'll be right back with another former Buckeye in just a few minutes. Y'all. Hey, we back. Listen, we got a bunch of people that we're going to be talking to today, but we're right back here at the Coach Howard Show for the big game today, the Buckeyes and the Wolverines. And Jimmy, these are some special guests of yours, which I know my man over here. Introduce them. Let's talk some football.
So to my left, I have Alonzo Shavers. What's up, Pop? Have
There you
Alonzo
go.
Shavers. He's an agent. Get over here. Agent extraordinaire, former Buckeye. He's been how many Michigan games did you play? 3. Played in 3 Michigan games. Sadly, we had a lot of disappointment together.
That's all right.
So we had up here Doug Worthington, someone who literally was undefeated, and then I bring my guy Alonzo, and I think we had 1 tie. Okay, so before I got there, I had 1 tie and 1 win. So to my right, I got my brother from another mother, Fox's ABC extraordinaire weather guy. For how many years did I used to pound you?
Oh, more than 10 now. I mean, you know, we're doing it.
Listen. Phil, when it comes to the predictions. Every Saturday morning, we used to get together on TV and do our predictions. We had it a great time.
Yep, we sure did.
So Phil's been involved with the rivalry for a while. Now, Phil, we haven't done anything together for the past last year.
Right.
So
really
what do you
haven't.
think? Tell me about the past 2 years of the Buckeye journey, the Michigan last year and Michigan this year.
Listen, first of all, you guys should be proud. I mean, I can't imagine, as a fan, as someone who grew up in Columbus, this day, I mean, I woke up with butterflies today. You guys played in the game. I mean, how amazing. I don't care if there's a W or an L, you played in the game. I mean, that's just something that nobody can take away from you. And it also, you know, the losses, they make the wins so much sweeter, you know, and we kind of got comfortable to winning all the time. And now all of a sudden, Michigan has stood up the last couple years. Last year smacked us around in the shoe. I don't know. I'm
and
excited
the year
about
before
it.
that, too.
And
The year before that, too.
Yes, that was 2 years in a row, and they were the better team on those games. It's just, this is like, Chris, I was telling my son, I said, this may be my favorite day of the year. Win or lose, it's just so much fun. The anticipation, the rivalry, just seeing everybody, both fan bases. You know, there's a lot of hatred, there's a lot of respect on each side as well.
Yeah, I think it's a mega level of respect, and you're right. And I've learned to appreciate my journey through Ohio State. I've learned to appreciate the meaning of this. I think, for instance, when they went to the whole BCS thing and the Rose Bowl went away, I was like, oh, dang. I was like, we was a part of something exclusive. Like, no other, we were called the granddaddy of them all. Every other team in the world was envious, and we got the opportunity to play in it. So, Phil, I'm with you. When I woke up this morning, I literally was like, hey, man, the world's eyes is on this game, the meaning of it, and we did have an opportunity to participate in it.
Hey, my man, how you been, man?
Fantastic.
Listen, what does this game mean to you today? And how different is this game today, being the stakes are so high, but this ain't the first time, but today is different. It just has a different feel with the cheating allegations, them accusing Ryan Day, you know, just all this going on. Why does this game feel different?
This game is different for none of those reasons. None of those reasons. I think that we as fans, and I guess I can adopt that now, we look to gravitate our minds around whatever motivates us. And there used to be an old saying a long time ago, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So I'm not mad at them doing all that they can do to try to win games, especially ours. because this is a barn buster. I remember when we were playing, I played against Marcus Ray and Charles Woodson, and I remember running down the field and both of them dudes on this sideline talking stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because Marcus went to Eastmore. So we knew each other real well, and he's just talking trash in Michigan. And they whooped our ass. It was the worst.
It wasn't supposed to.
It was the worst.
I remember that.
It was the worst feeling ever.
It wasn't supposed to. And that was the dope part. Through all we had storylines. When we was there, so Doug said something I don't agree with. When we played, when Michigan beat us, we were literally the best team on paper, out the door. But the times we beat them or tied them, they were the better team on paper.
Better team.
Now, Doug said something I didn't agree with. He said Ohio State and Michigan are equal. No, we're not. Their program may have elevated, but pound for pound, player for player, athlete for athlete, they're not on our level. They haven't won Michigan. Until they win Michigan back, they don't have the talent. They got the attitude back now. With the meaning of what they believe it is to be Michigan, just check this out. You know what he just told you? They used to be smirking. They knew we should have whooped their ass. Every time we played them, they knew. Am I telling the truth?
It was in the era.
Even if we were ever winning, they'd be sitting there like.
In the era we played in, one loss would kill you. And we always suffered a loss at the end of the year. That was it. Undefeated every year.
And they knew. For some reason.
Let me ask y'all this. Do you think that the players of today's generation, do they really understand what this is all about?
I think for us, we've got enough like Tim Walton coaching up there. Ryan Day's been a part of it. We have enough leadership in places that it'll resonate that rivalry. And you kind of adopt it when you come through the door.
It's almost like a forced.
Yeah.
It's literally a forced imprint. I put a post up the other day, and I talked about the best quarterback season of all time. I was like, that's Troy Smith. Yep. Somebody said Justin Fields, and I was like, yeah. I said, well, Justin never felt like a Buckeye to me because he came in. But this is the deal. If you ask Justin, he's in that locker room right now placing bets as a Buckeye. Bro, we'll take a tour of the facility. This is the difference. With Ohio State, the main thing you see is kick Michigan's ass. Like that's the thing. So no matter where you're from, you can be Florida, you can be Cali, you can be Idaho. When you come, you can think you coming in for the chips. Bro, you will soon understand that there's a meaning to this dang game that's just a little bit different.
Now, real quick, one of the things that the coaches before Day used to do, and I don't know if Day still does it, is he used to bring in former players the night before the game, and they had remember what y'all used to do the night before?
Buckeyes? You mean for this game or period?
For the Michigan game, the night before. When I remember growing up, they would bring in former players the night before the Michigan game, tell them what it was like, explain everything. Do they still do that?
I don't think it's the night before. It
was a couple days before.
During the week. I don't think they do it the night
during the week, right?
Yeah.
Do they still do that?
I'm
sure.
Very respectfully too. The errors, every coaching error is different. Now we've been very graced to have few coaches, and all of our coaches have in one way, shape, or form been meaningful. Well, we went from Woody Hayes, Buckeye out the wazoo. We went to Coach Earl Bruce, Buckeye out the wazoo. So they probably did that. Well, then we bring in this incredible recruiter, this eye for talent, this guy, country dude from Arkansas, who lifted Arizona State to a black sheep season to what you could amount to nowadays as a national championship opportunity, and Coach Coop. Well, the difference is Coop wasn't a Buckeye. So those same type of traditions that you're talking about that eluded us. So even you bringing it up, I don't know. But then here comes Coach Trussell. Oh, bro, he probably brought back traditions we had no clue. And that's when we talked to Coach Stanley. He could probably tell you some of these things. Coach Urban probably did a great job of that too. And the reason why I think Coach Day is the right guy, even though he's an NFL guy, so to speak, even though he's a Chip Kelly guy, so to speak, he gets it. He didn't do what Rich Rodriguez did up there and try to make it the Rich Rodriguez show. He's embedded himself as a Buckeye, and he's trying his tail off to insinuate that. So in one shape or form, the answer is yes. I don't know if it's before the game, but he understands what this game is.
Yeah. You know, I was going to say, we were talking about, do the players know at this point? I think they know, but I don't think they know because it's, you know.
They'll know when they get hit.
20s,
They'll know when they get hit.
When you're in your 20s, you never expect that you'll be 50 years old. You're like, man,
I
I'll
see
never
what
be
you're
that
saying,
old.
yeah.
You know, now that you have some years of experience,
Yeah.
you can look back and be like,
Oh, I'm
wow,
embarrassed.
I really thought I knew.
You're shaming
but
me.
I don't know.
You don't even know you're shaming me.
Listen,
You're shaming me.
We
Yeah,
will-
bro. Oh.
in this particular era of coaching rivalries costing jobs, it gives you an understanding of how blessed and graced Cooper was. He lost that game 9 straight down. I mean, the one game that we won.
Wait a minute. Cooper lost to Michigan 9
With
straight,
all that talent, bro.
9 times,
Bro.
and they kept him for 9 years.
Do
were
you
too
remember
talented,
Coach
bro.
Cooper? Do you remember him? He's a Hall of Fame coach.
Bro,
maybe I'll
people-
introduce
hey,
him to
bro,
you.
take
He
that-
lost it
bro,
every
take that
year.
take that Michigan game out of it, bro.
Every year.
That guy, listen.
Okay, so that goes to this question.
Yeah.
Here's the question I pose to you now. If Ryan Day loses today,
He's done.
Hold on. No. Hold on.
He's done.
And for everybody
Write
out
his
there,
obituary.
no. And for everybody out there watching, send your comments. If Ryan Day loses today to an interim coach today, is he done?
No,
I don't think
no,
so.
No. First of all, an interim coach, that really don't have anything to do with it.
Because Harbaugh's coaching them all week.
I mean, he's coached them all year. We used to say, and this is kind of making your point, not mine, but we recruited 10-win athletes. You had to coach 2 games. We'd win 10 on our own.
That's very honest.
That's true.
But bro,
I like that.
That's why what you were saying shamed me. Because sadly, I'm just giving y'all the real deal, and I normally don't even do this on this day. They didn't play like they played. We played like we had 10, like, oh, we just gonna roll it out. For some reason in our era, your question, they took it a lot more, the meaning of it behind it meant more to them. I don't know if it was the upset factor. They had Ohio guys. Their best guys were Ohio guys. Literally. So
Still. Like, Jimmy made reference earlier that we have better athletes. And what I'll say is that may be true between the lines. But on paper, they're very competitive with how many athletes they have.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
As an agent, I'd camp out in Michigan. I ain't got no problems with it. And know that my guys are going to go well. Just like at Ohio State, Alabama, even Clemson. There's certain programs that pros look at and know you were coached up, and they ain't got to do a whole lot.
Absolutely.
Well,
Michigan's.
there can't be any way that they fire Day. I mean, you can't win 11
Yeah.
games.
It depends on how. If he loses, it depends on how he loses.
Well,
Now, he can't come in here and get blown out.
Right.
I pack his bags.
I don't think.
But if he's competitive,
His
Nah.
journey, I think he gets a lot of grace because of his journey. People got to understand, he wasn't even an offensive coordinator. He was coach. He was learning. Coach Coach Wilson was teaching him to be a coordinator. The stuff happened with Coach Meyer.
Right.
They looked around and was like, hey, man, what the hell we going to do? You're up. And he probably was like,
We need somebody a little more subdued.
he was like, okay. And then they said, how much? He said, oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Right. So for the first 2 years, he wasn't coaching. He was managing Coach Meyer's stuff. Right. He didn't hire his own first guy till last year.
Hey, I'm going to tell y'all a story real quick. Excuse me. When Eddie was at Ohio State, George, running back, they were playing Michigan.
Yep.
Eddie was my good friend. Eddie calls me after the game.
Eddie who?
George.
I don't know him.
He calls me. This is a true story now. True story.
I don't know that guy.
Calls me after the game. They lost. He was so mad because he said that they changed, the coaches went to doing stuff during the game
They got
that
a
they
little tight.
did not do.
They got tight.
Yes, and he was so upset with that. I remember that. Why do they do that? Why do they go away from
Humans, bro.
what
Well,
they did all year?
We said it a little earlier in a joking manner, but because they don't want to get fired. They walking on eggshells because the looming of that game has been looming all year.
Yeah.
And now it's here.
Remember,
Now
Coach
you're
Cooper
second
signed
guessing
an extension
yourself.
before the
And
Michigan game 1 year.
what
Yeah,
Coop
they lost by
did-
4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
What Coop did, Coop coached his coaches. He ain't coached the kids.
Coach the kids.
Okay.
He coached the coaches.
Straight up. He did. What did he do? What did he have? His whistle and did what all day?
So how was his relationship like with the players?
There was
Ve-
none.
It was judicious, very regimented. He was our boss.
He was more a president. He was more the president. And I'm saying this respectfully, guys. Don't get me wrong. He was literally the president.
Yeah, he sat on everybody's head.
So he probably knew more about you than you thought he knew. We talked about that the other day.
He empowered his coaches,
But
his strength
you
coach.
wouldn't have known it. That's everybody else. He wasn't even the boss. That's not true. Our bosses were our coaches.
So
I
what
get
was
that,
the difference in him and Tressel?
Oh Lord, bro, you tripping. That's not-
Because Tressel had a great relationship with
I'm
the
not a
players.
Tressel fan,
Oh, I love.
although I'm a fan of his productivity. Tressel was too straight legs for me. Coop had a little wiggle in his draws. He had a little wiggle.
Coach Coop was a chitlin eater.
Yeah,
I'm not even playing. Hey, bro, Coach Coop, man, he was country. And he did not have a problem. So
I remember this one day. I think it was Michigan week. Cooch came in with some ostrich skin boots on. Everybody on the team like, damn, Coop, what are those? Ostrich skin. He's like, man, we need to get some of them. He said, these boots will wear you. That's the type dude he was.
Yeah, Trust was this is the deal. I didn't even think Trust would last because for Coach Trust to run his program, you need more than 2 years. Now, even though he did it in 2 years, most coaches, they sacrifice themselves to get the W so they don't get fired.
I'm going to really sum it up for you. Coach Cooper brought in dogs, jackals, hyenas, all over the country. Tressel brought in trained animals. Animal in there
Animals that he thought could be trained.
that could.
That was the
he
difference.
was more straight up.
He
Coop
was-
would take a chance on a wild thing.
Yes.
I didn't see that in Tressel's speech. Like Coop had a team full of dudes that if you shut the door and gave them instructions, they tear that place up. I don't see that.
But the tough part, and we're like giving away secrets. But the tough part is the same analogy he gave in a Coach Coop type society. If you put those jackals and those lions in that, well, Alonzo may end up biting my hand off and not even knowing it.
Wow.
That's how you see what I'm saying?
It forged competition.
I may come out. No, it was different than that. It was more of it was a professional. I'm the center of our success environment where Coach Trust was literally everybody plays a piece in this team, and we literally can't win with just one individual.
Yeah.
We have to, if it doesn't work, it's not going to work.
Didn't this whole conversation just start with, is this going to be Ryan Day's last game if he loses? There are other programs, certainly. I heard Texas A&M is hoping for Ohio State to lose so that we boo him, and Texas A&M's going to be there to collect the pieces.
Well, who you going to replace him with?
That's what I
That's
say.
always-
That's the question.
I don't want
always
him
my
gone.
question.
I don't want him gone.
And I just had this conversation the other day with someone, and then they said, who you going to replace
I mean,
him with?
who would you really want here? First of all, you better be careful what you ask for.
I agree.
Because, hey, Coop came in here very disparaging, but it worked for what he was taking over. He had to change some things.
Well, he was innovative too.
Very much so.
I met, listen, I heard a coach, I went from this progression. I heard a Coach Day. I met him when I spoke to the team, and then we hung out when I spoke to the team before. Hey, bro, I don't know how we're gonna keep this. Like my thing is, I hope he's such the guy. I hope we can keep him. I don't think he's 47.
Right.
Bro, he's young, bro. I don't know how long he'll stick around, but I'm telling you, he's the guy.
Hey,
Coach Day, it's the difference between Coach Cooper and Coach Day. Coach Day would carry a pocket knife. Coach Cooper would carry a pocket knife. Coach Day gonna carry some chapstick. He's a nice man. And they respond to him in that mirror.
Yes. Coaches are different.
But
Coach
he
Cooper might
got-
cut you if you get too close.
but he got some dog assistance.
Very
Yes.
consistent.
They got some dog assistance. But listen, it's been great. Thank you for coming on the show. Nice meeting you.
Yeah.
What's your prediction?
I need your
I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Both teams have good defenses. How about 24-20?
Whoa.
Buckeyes.
Oh, good.
Low scoring.
Low scoring.
Where's Lisa at?
I don't
Get
know.
her over here. So what's your prediction, bro? First of all, am I allowed to ask, do you have any players that you're looking at or just going to be playing today?
Everyone that's between the white lines when the whistle blows. We do not discriminate.
Now, I've been knowing this guy a long time before he even had any white hair. But matter of fact, when he was first getting started with that, and it's a pleasure to see you, man. You look
good seeing
good,
you,
man.
Coach.
You really look good.
Tell Lisa to come here real quick.
She's on her phone over there.
Well,
she knows Coach
we'll
Cooper.
bring her
He's a
back
big-
in.
Okay,
We'll bring her back in. But what's your prediction?
I like 28-21.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the same neighborhood
My
there.
thing is, where are you going to get 21 points from? Where are they going to get 21 points?
Listen.
Watch last year's
Do
game?
not think
I
did. This
Our
is
defense
not
is
going to
totally
be-
different.
I know. That's
a barn burner. They both are solid teams. They have weapons. We got weapons.
Yep.
They got weapons. You don't stop completely a weapon. It's going to explode. The key is to contain it. So I'm going to give them 21.
Bro, that's a lot
The key
of
to this
points.
game, who's going to win, is the team with the most point when the whistle blows. When the horn goes off, the team with the most point win the game.
Wow.
Whether it's one point or 30. And I think we're going to cover them by at least 7. We underdogs.
Yeah.
When's that happen?
And
I know, that's crazy.
because I'm actually a better team.
We got to go. All right. Thank you guys for coming on. We'll be right back after this commercial to the Coach Howard Show. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to the Coach Howard Show. Listen, what a great day we're having today. We've had special guests all morning long. Jimmy Bell set it all up, my co-host. We're better known as the oddest couple, but I'm glad to have you because you done brought on some guests. Hey, listen, it's a big day today, man. And, you know, I'm so excited. I can't wait till 12 o'clock. And then I can't wait till 3 o'clock so we can be celebrating the win.
Absolutely.
You got some more guests on today.
Absolutely. So I have two extremely special people that I wanted to have on the show. One of them, she looked out for me forever for TV. We've been doing from the football fever to we used to be over this way for a while, right? And then we used to do the couch every morning for I don't even know how many years at 7:45.
It's been at least 10 years.
In the morning, every morning, every Saturday morning, Miss Maria Durant, formerly of the other station. I won't even bring that up.
Okay.
But tell them what you're doing now.
So now I have the honor of being the media relations director at the Franklin County Sheriff's Office. So I get to tell the stories of our men and women in blue and talk about all the good things that they do for our community and how they keep everyone safe.
Incredible, fantastic. And then I have the masterful, the OG of the OG. So if you know Jesus personally, he knows whoever that person is. Adam. He knows Adam.
Wait, did you follow that logic?
He knows Adam.
I hear it all the time.
Hey, don't let him fool you. He know the type of sandals Jesus had. And I'm gonna call him Coach right now, but he's also another important person. But Coach Wayne Stanley, but he's also the father of the late great Demetrius Stanley, who just recently passed away. And Coach has been he's a great guy anyway. But I came in with Demetrius. 1 year before. Demetrius was 93, I was 92. And Demetrius is literally one of the best playmakers of our era. And in our era, you got your Alabama now, we was that. Yeah. We had Miami before, we was that. You had your Nebraskas at a time, but our 4 to 5 years, we were that team. Yeah. And Demetrius was a huge part of that. Welcome, guys. Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you for having me.
Mr. Stanley, like I was telling you, your son was a good friend of mine, and we used to laugh and talk all the time. And I know what his brotherhood was to him, and I know how they were there during his passing. What does being a part of the Ohio State family mean to you?
Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me on here. Jimmy Bell is really special to me, and he's the only reason I'm here today. When I called him, something came up.
What'd he say? He texted me this morning. He said, I must love you. I said, I know you do.
I was thinking the same thing. He
Jimmy's the
texted me.
only person I leave home for on sale. Okay?
Yes.
But anyway, what it means to me is, first of all, I was a coach. I coached a lot of the guys who played. Keith Byers, Tim Spencer, from staff, from Art Fleeter. Unfortunately, it took away from the
Right.
But beating Mitchell means everything. For me, having been a coach, but then I have a lot of family, all over the world. Everywhere you go, you hear OH,
I-O.
and you hear it on the plane, going to England, going over to Russia.
Oh, absolutely, you do.
You get feedback every time you leave the Ohio State. I'm so proud about that.
Incredible. Now,
My
Coach,
son played.
go ahead, I'm sorry, keep going. There you go.
And you talked about how good of a player he was. He was Coach Scott before he got here.
Yeah, absolutely.
He understood what they did in Michigan.
Yeah.
And that's why every time he played Michigan, he had a good day.
Yeah.
Because I think that today, what these guys better do today is they better understand the intensity in which they have to play in order to bring this home. Now, with Michigan, good. They're not that great.
Thank
I
you,
don't
Coach.
think they're great. Okay?
Thank you, Coach.
But I think in order for us to get in that winning column again, we're going to have to take it. They're not going to give it to us.
That's
They're not
right.
gonna
Yes.
relinquish
Yep.
that
Yep.
ball,
I
okay?
think that's the term I've been looking for. I've been calling it toughness. I don't think it's toughness. I think what Coach over there has done a little better than we have in his time. He knew he didn't have the talent, so he coached intensity before he had the talent.
You have to
We got the
convey
talent.
that.
We ain't gonna never not have the talent.
Right, right.
We're not gonna lose Ohio, but they have been more intense than us in 3 years.
And you know what they have to? Is those boys love each other, and they love their coaches. When you see tears come to their eyes when they talk about their coaches and their teammates, that means they love each other dearly. And they're going to be there for each other. And we're going to have to bring that today. We're going to have to be a team, and everybody's going to have to be accountable. Special
But do
teams.
the players of today? I asked the
Okay, I
same
don't know.
thing. You know, when I hear him, but when I hear him, it comes from here. I'm listening to Mr. Stanley. Are the players of today, will they have the same brotherhood in 5 or 10 years?
Before you
Yes.
answer, I want you to guess. Tell him who you coached with. Who was your head coach?
Earl Bruce was my head coach in college.
So the error, I want people to get the error with the question because he was from the old school era.
Right.
Go ahead,
But I, you know, in interviewing and talking with some of the players and some of the coaches, coaching is different nowadays than when you coached or anything like that. I don't know if it's softer per se. Can I say that? It is.
Yeah,
it is. It's softer.
You have to.
But I still, but there's still heart.
Yeah.
You know, there is still heart. And as you're saying it today, that's what's going to win today's game, is that heart and that toughness.
I'm with you.
Well, you heard it first from her now. We gotta know it.
But,
What's the difference with your Earl Bruce era and the current era that you see now?
Yeah.
well, the difference is when our kids came to camp, as freshmen, sophomores, whatever, when they came to camp, we started coaching to be
Right away.
Okay? You give me everything that you got every day, like we're going to play Michigan on Saturday,
There you go.
and then we'll be cool. You know, coach is going to love you. You don't give me that every day, I'm going to be up on you real bad. Yeah. You know, you won't like me very much.
But you
the
do
same
know,
love
Coach.
that they gave it to us every day.
You do know, Coach, that coaches of today aren't like us from before.
No, they can't do that,
They're
right?
Totally different.
Yeah.
They're different type of coaches.
But this week, they better be.
Yeah.
They better be.
Even
because
in basketball.
Michigan is going to bring it.
Even in basketball, these coaches today don't coach the way we used to coach back in the day, because we demanded and we expected you to come to practice every day and practice 150%. Today, they let them take time off. They pat them on the back for stuff they didn't do. It's a totally different game.
Now, do you think, this might be bringing it off topic a little bit, but do you think that now with the NIL and money that some of these top players are getting, is that affecting at all, you know, their toughness, their grit,
What it does is it hurts the team concept.
the team
Now,
concept?
what it affects it is the portal.
Uh-oh.
That's what affects it.
That's my way of saying, you know I don't agree with y'all. And you know, that's why he got all excited.
We're not going to get into that right now, but that's
Okay,
what.
check this out. Let's be honest. It's not just the kid thing, NIL's real quick, since we brought it up. It's period, right? So the NIL could enhance the same way. I think, honestly, it enhanced our play.
Good. All right.
I think these guys, I don't know how, but for some reason, when Alabama talks about it, when Texas A&M talks about it, we should have never talked about it. We did once, but I think they shared it a little bit. I think they came together in it, in the opportunity as
That's good. That's
As long as
good.
You have a leader that emphasizes
Yes.
the team
Yes.
concept.
Yes.
You got that quarterback that's getting $1 million when the other guy's getting 75.
Right.
He better, every time he go in front of the camera, he better be talking about the team. He's the leaders, the coach and that quarterback, and any of the other guys that's leaders on the team, got to be coaching team. Because you cannot win in football without all 22. You need them all.
That's what Woody did, and that's what Earl did.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what Coach Trussell did.
Yep.
George brought up a very good question asking the homies, what was the difference between the Coach Trussell era and the Coach Coop era?
It's family. They coach family. You know, you're my family. And what would I do for you?
And Lonzo brought up a good point. He said in our era, and you know this, he said you put all of these jackal and hyenas, what you want to recruit in a room.
Right.
And they compete. I said, but Zoe, this is the difference with us. I may come out without my hand, not being enhanced by the competition. Where Coach Trust is different. You force the competition, but the homies pick each other up.
That's it.
Now, Maria, you've been around all year, right? You've been in the Buckeye trenches for a long time.
For a long time.
And you've had an opportunity to watch a lot of games being in the through the journey of this year. What is the difference that you've seen in the elevation of the team from the first game to where we are today?
Oh, they're gelling so much better. They're playing more like a team, you know. Although I want them to start faster than they have. They still lack that as much, but they are playing together more and more, and that's what I love to see.
That's awesome. What do you think about Coach Day's coaching job, Coach? What do you think about the coaching job that Coach Day has done through this journey? Because that's really what it is. I don't think fans really, they think coaches coach game to game to be great each game. Well, some do.
Yeah.
But some of them have the journey in mind.
Right.
You know that especially with good basketball coaches, that I had to learn that. But how do you think his journey has been?
Personally, I love Coach Day.
Oh, yes.
I accept him as my family, big time. He's got a lot of fight in him, you know, and he conveys that to the kids very well. Now, early in the season, he gets new kids every year. All of his boys
Right.
into the league, like Alabama, some of Michigan, but the ones that he gets early in the season, what people don't understand is he's got to make them gel with the rest of the guys that's already been there every year, and it takes time to do that.
Yeah.
You know, early in the season, you see that gap integrity is not there, where guys try to overdo his job, try to do too much, try to help out too much, and he ends up leaving a gap somewhere. Those gaps aren't there anymore. He gradually, and he don't throw them under the bus. He don't take them and bench them, you know, when they make mistakes. He just pull them over and love on them a little bit and coach them up. And now you're seeing the results.
And I can tell you, he has had this game circled on his calendar since last year.
He gets it.
Yeah, he gets it.
He does.
And I got to give him, for him to be a pro guy, for him to be a Chip Kelly guy, for him to come into this program and embrace it, unlike the bad hire they did about 10 years ago. That dude literally came in and I heard he tried to make it about the Rich Rodriguez show.
That's just me.
And he didn't need that.
Yeah.
He set that program back 12 years,
Yeah.
maybe even 15.
Yeah.
But Coach Day, I followed him. I did meet him when I spoke to the team, and then we chopped it up. And we had a chance to go back and forth when I spoke to him before the Minnesota game. And more than anything, he's the guy.
Yeah.
My only thing is he's so dang young.
Yeah.
You know, this is a destination job.
Yeah.
After Ohio
Right,
State, you
right,
get your
you're
feet up.
right.
Yeah.
He's what, 47?
Yeah, he's young.
He's got a long way to
Started,
go.
yeah.
But he's up to the task.
What's your guys' predictions for today?
Oh my.
Score-wise?
Yes.
Score-wise, give me 25, 20 Michigan.
Where are they getting
Michigan
these points
20,
from,
that's
Pops?
25.
What?
Where
What?
are they getting 20? Okay, go ahead, Maria. Go ahead, Maria. Where are your points? Where are they getting
I was thinking 24-17, Ohio State.
Okay. Since this is our last break, let's go ahead and give our predictions.
No, we got to give it when we come back.
All right, give it when you come back.
All right. Thank you guys for coming on the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey, Pops, tell everybody about Demetrius' foundation.
Well, the foundation is Brave Men Inc.
Yes.
And what it basically does is what they do is educate men about their health and get them to talk about it, basically. And that's in essence what it's all about. Getting men to talk about their health and getting checked early.
And we thank you.
Okay?
We thank you so much for what Demetrius has done for everyone to get them to talk about that. As you men know, men don't like to talk about their own health. And so this is something that really needs to be expressed and talked about. So thank you to him so much.
Especially prostate cancer.
Yes.
And black
Thank-
males are susceptible.
I got mine. I'm going back.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And we'll be right back in a few minutes. And we'll finish out the show on the Coach Howard Show. We'll be right back. Hey, listen. Don't pay no attention. I'm
You old. So
I was
let's
just
do this.
I was just asking Jimmy where my phone was, and you guys are watching me live.
Hey, JB, what's up,
Hey, listen,
gotta
we're
get
coming
outta
to a close right now, but me and Jimmy, right there, we're on there. But we got to give our predictions. Okay, one last comment from you.
You know what? It's first and foremost, man. Thank you for letting me be on the show. You guys have a great show, great energy. But you know, this is what college football is all about. This is what life is about. To be able to come together and to believe in something and to have some energy around an atmosphere like this is nothing like it. So for me, go Bucks all the way. I got them beating them. I know I'm gonna switch it up, but 31-21, 10 games, and we're here. We're here with it.
What you got? Well, Coach, I'll go, then you go last to wrap it up to the Coach Howard Show. I believe the score is going to be 23-10.
23-10.
Buckeyes.
Buckeyes, I like it.
23-10
I can take
Buckeyes.
that.
Tough, a lot of intensity.
Wait, so you saying the Buckeyes gonna spank them?
2 scores, minimum.
2 scores.
And that could be a field goal or a touchdown, but 2 scores. I think we're that better than them. The only thing, the difference between this year and last year is intensity. They don't have the athletes yet, not like we do.
I'm going to go 28-21 Ohio State to beat that team up north.
At least we got all Ohio State done.
Had to be.
Let's take us out real quick.
Hey, listen, man. Thank you guys. Thank everybody for coming on the show. It's been a great show. Listen, don't go nowhere because we'll be back at 12 o'clock when the game starts. We'll have interviews from people out here. We'll be talking about the game, and we'll be here. You'll still be here. Or you leaving?
If I get a seat, you know what I mean, they crowded up.
You can count that one out, but we will be here. Me and Jimmy will be standing here live at 12 o'clock. We'll be talking about the game, watching the game, talking to fans. It's going to be a blast. Thank you very much, man. It was nice talking to you. We'll see you tomorrow night on the Coach Howard Show. Don't forget, it is the high school preseason special, too. And I will have my top 10 Central Ohio coming up. My top 10. Matter of fact, you haven't done yours in a minute.
My college. I'll have my college top 10 after this
We
weekend.
need them. All right, we'll see you guys in
God
about
bless you.
15 minutes. God bless you. Peace.
Appreciate you, Kenny.